Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of My Fiber Fun. Well, you guys, I came on today to give you a little update on the watermelon bag video. I have part 1 successfully completed. And so that video, I'll let you know in advance, is 41 minutes long, I believe. It's either 40 minutes and some odd seconds or 40 minutes long. So, and that's as short as I could get it. But I think that I explained it well and I got you all the way through the bag. And then part 2 will be doing the straps. And for that video, I will be on the whole time while I'm making the straps for the bag so that you guys can follow along, because there's a certain way that I do it. Because I do them wide and then I decrease until I get to a certain point, and then I just go across while I do it. So I guess I can give you a sneak peek of what I have done so far so that you guys can see, especially since I finally cleaned the couch, okay? So here's your sneak peek right there. Okay, so I'm still working on it. Alrighty. So anyway, I'm also working on my new snuggle, what am I gonna call it? Ugly Snuggly or Snuggle Bunny blanket. Oh, this is gonna be perfect. It's going to be perfect. So I'm working on this, but I'm going to put it down after I finish the watermelon bag so that I can get my cousin's blanket complete, and then I can get it to her before the cold weather sets in. And that's gonna be here sooner than later. And then I will resume with this, and I'm gonna try to have this done before January. But what I decided to do, I started it with the Suzette stitch that I said I was gonna use because I like the texture of it, but it made it too tight and it felt heavy and thick. I wanted something that would be thick, but not too heavy, yet and still it would keep me warm. So I ended up going with the regular half double crochet in between, which is my favorite stitch. And I like going in between the stitches. And so this is how it looks. It still has a textured appearance to it. And it has a little weight to it, but it's not too heavy. And so far, it's very warm when I like lay it on my hand or whatever. So I'm happy about this and I cannot wait to finish. I ended up chaining because it's a chunky yarn, and I had to switch. I tried to use my size K furls hook, but the size K furls hook made it too tight, even with the half double crochet. So then I switched to my regular K hook, and it is perfect. It's not too tight and it's not too loose either. Okay, so let's put this back where it was. Okay. Alrighty, moving on. I took out my light on today, and I had the batteries for it, so I was like, let me try this out. Now, this is a little light. I had never tried it out before, and as you can see, that's the light portion. Now, for the life of me, I don't know what this is for, so if someone knows, if you have an light, please tell me, what is this for? I mean, it fits right in here. It has a little holder thing with a hole in it, and then you stick the metal edge in the holder. I thought maybe that this light lights up too because it looks like a light. Yeah, it is a light there. Hold on. Wait, gotta cut on the light to see the light. It is a light there, but why isn't it working when I turn this one on? Unless, no, there's nothing there for that. So hopefully there's no defect in this. Well, nothing I can do now. But anyway, there it is. But it would be nice if this light worked along with it. But I can see pretty good with this. And this removes so you can clip it to you or whatever. So I really like that. This can be used for fishing too. Yep. And I like this. So that other one will be used also in the winter time. It fits right there on my walker, and that's a bigger light, but for traveling. So guess where this is going to go? Right in the crochet bag, because it's lightweight. Even with the batteries, it's very lightweight, and so I can just carry this with me if I'm going somewhere, and then that way I don't have to keep putting these glasses on. So I like, let's set it right here so that I can put it in the bag. Just wanted to show it to you. And finally, remember when I told you guys that I had ordered some SAS shoes? I think it was y'all. It was either y'all or my other or my other channel. I think it was y'all though. Remember I said I had ordered some, and I found a brand new pair online for $25. And then of course I had to pay shipping, so altogether it was like $35. And so I got them, and they were the Mary Jane shoes, and I got them to wear to the family reunion, which I did, and they worked out perfect. In fact, I didn't even take my sneakers with me. I just wore these. So I never did show them to you, so I want to show them to you and then tell you about my other jackpot. So here I am, just wiping them down. But these are the Mary Jane version, and they're SAS. And what I did was, after they arrived, because I didn't think they would arrive in time, because I did tell y'all about it, because the shoes had made it all the way to my city, and they made a mistake and ended up shipping them to Kansas City, Kansas. And so I didn't know if they would make it on time, because they had to get here from Kansas City, Kansas, because they were supposed to arrive that Saturday, and they never did. And so I ended up getting them that Wednesday before the family reunion, because we left out on Friday. And so I was able to go to the shoe store. They closed our local SAS store, so I had to drive all the way to Rochester because I wanted to get some inserts. These are the inserts that I like, and they actually cost as much as the shoe. They cost $25. And so this is the insert that I had gotten for the shoe. And then I took the regular insert out. Although I like the SAS insert because they're comfortable, these were created by a doctor, and they're for people with like mobility issues, diabetes, gait issues, that type of thing. So these are the inserts that I've always worn. Well, while I was at the family reunion, the day before we came back, when I was at the hotel, I was telling you that I was at the hotel just crocheting while my sister was out. I was looking online, and the same seller had another pair of SAS shoes that were advertised as new. And so I said, well, let's see how much they are. So they were different, but they're the ones that I've always worn. And so he wanted $64 for them. And I thought, do I want to pay $64 for these? Because now, mind you, let me back up with these. Before I went to the new SAS store that I had never been to, I called first to find out what time they closed. Now I got to sneeze. Excuse me. Okay, it stopped. Okay, I called them in advance, and I told him, I said, I ordered a pair of SAS shoes online, and they arrived on today. He was like, I never would have ordered them from online, because I told him, I said, I don't know if they're used or not. I said, but they just arrived and they look good. I said, so I want to come and get inserts. I was like, do you sell the inserts? And I told him the brand and everything. He said, yes. And so anyway, he was like, I never would have bought them online like that. He said, because he said, those are shoes that you buy new and blah, 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 blah. He's going on and on and on. And I said, well, they are new. And he was like, well, bring them in when you come to get the insert. I said, I will. So when I brought them in, of course, he wanted to know where I got them when he saw how new they were. And so then he went and pulled a pair exactly like this off the shelf and showed them to me. Price tag $199.99. And after taxes, they probably would have been like $204, $205. And he's like, and you paid only $25? I was like, yes, and I'm getting ready to pay the other $25 for the insert. I said, and these will last me forevermore if I take care of them. And so he was like, so where did you get them? I would not tell him, because I knew what he would do. He would order some and then put them right on his little shelf and sell them off as new and get the $200 for the shoe. So he didn't find out where I got them. I said, I can't remember exactly what the seller's name was, but I didn't tell him I got them right off eBay. And I do know who the seller is, but I wasn't telling him. So I got my polish out, and I was going to polish them and everything and buff them up and all that. I didn't even need to do it. So it's still out because I ordered another pair. Okay, back to the story. So while I was in Muskegon for the family reunion, I saw where the seller had another pair for sale. And he also has another pair. So I guess he deals with these SAS shoes or whatever. So I will be buying from him in the future. I saved him and everything else. So when I looked at them online, I was like, these look brand new. And he did advertise them as brand new. So I was like, okay, they do look new. And so he wanted $64 for them, and I thought, okay, they are worth $64 because I have purchased this same shoe before, and I paid over $200. I think I paid like $210 for the shoe, and then the shoe got lost. I was in the hospital, and they lost my darn shoes. Didn't reimburse me nothing, and so I was so mad and had to go home in socks. Okay, when I did get released because I didn't have any shoes to wear home, but anyway, and I had driven to the hospital like I did the last time too. So anyway, he put on there, now for the first one, he didn't put offers because he offered these at $25. But on that one, he put offers accepted. So I was like, okay, I'm a lowballer. Since I bought from him before for $25, I'm a lowballer. So I offered $30 for him. And so he sent the counter offer. And what I was hoping, because I knew I was lowballing, I knew it. And I knew he was going to counter offer. Unless, I mean, it would have been wonderful if he would have accepted 30, but I was like, he's going to counter offer this. So I was like, if he counter offers with $20 off and sell them for like $45, I will be happy and I will buy them. And that's exactly what he did. He countered offers. We was on the highway on our way back, and the message came in from eBay showing that he sent the counter offer of $45, and right there in the car, click, I bought them right then and there. So these, I will buy a separate pair of inserts, but for now, I'm gonna be going back and forth with the inserts with both shoes until later this month, because y'all know I'm broke now. But anyway, they came on today. I haven't even opened the package. They were in the box, of course, what it came in. But this is the package. I haven't even opened it yet. I said I would do this on camera. So he has the little thank you there, and it says that your purchases support small business. I read this earlier. I think it says something like that. Wrapped up really neat. So let's open them and see what they look like. Y'all can inspect them with me. Oh, look at them. Look, he got them all. Look at this. Got them all in the plastic and separated. Ooh. Okay. I just took this one out the plastic, but let's get this one out too. And what's this for? Hold on, let me read it. Oh, it's just the number to the shoe. So let's cut that off. Okay. Look at this, y'all. And as you can see, brand new. Brand spanking new. Never been worn. Look at these. Okay. So this shoe normally retails at $210. So after you get through with taxes and stuff, you're going to be paying at least $215, $216. But these are the shoes. And yeah, I wear clod hoppers, y'all. I wear a size 10, but I always go a size up simply because I allow room for swelling and whatnot. And they fit just fine. It just has like maybe a ½ inch extra room, but they fit just fine because once you tie them up, they're okay. But I went with the size 11, and also they're leather. And this leather doesn't really give. It does break in, but it doesn't give. So, yep. So here they are. Here they are. As you can see, they have not been worn at all. Beautiful, beautiful. So that makes up for them losing my $200 pair of shoes at the hospital. Yep. So I can start wearing these. They're going to help me with my walking and prevent me from sliding and slipping. You can even wear these even on ice, I've never slipped in these shoes. Not that I'm gonna, be out there purposely on ice, trying to see. But they just work good. They work very well. And they're nice and warm in the winter. And then I bought some Thurlow socks, so I can wear these with trouser socks, if I want to wear them with casual dress pants, or if I want to wear them with, in the wintertime, even with jeans, anything. I can wear these, and then I can put the socks, because I have the extra 1/2 inch because of the size of the shoe. And I've done that before. I've worn them with socks, and then I've worn them without socks. So, I mean, with trouser socks, or with like nylon socks or whatever. And so these will be perfect. And like I said, when I was there last week, I mean, a couple of weeks ago, to get the inserts, I bought a pair of Thurlow socks. But anyway, here they are. So, yay. So I'm done now. Well, I do want a pair of SAS sandals. I have a pair of SAS sandals, but I have worn those things. I've had them things about 15 years. I have worn them to the nub. So I want another pair. So if this seller has a pair of sandals, I'm going to pull up SAS sandals and see what they come up with. And if they have a pair, then I will get those. And then that will be for like next year, when I'm not having an attack and stuff. But for now, I'm rocking the Mary Janes. I love these. I really love these for a casual shoe. And then they're the same too. The sole is a little different. This one is definitely anti-slip. I used to wear these when I worked in the plant. That's how I learned about SAS shoes anyway, in the plant. Because I used to slide on the floor all the time with all the coolant. And I was always holding on to stuff to not fall. And someone suggested to me to get a pair of SAS shoes. And they said, you won't slip. And I've been wearing them ever since. Because now they work out for me for my medical needs. Back then, it was for my work needs. So these would probably slide on ice or whatever, but they're still a nice thick rubber sole, and they're dirty now because I've worn them. And I've been wearing them every single day. When I go out, I put these on. Unless I have on shorts, then I put on my sneakers. But I love these shoes. So I will have these on Friday, because I have to go renew my tags and I have to renew my driver's license. So I'm going to get dolled up one more time in that new wig, and I'll dress up so that at least I'll have one driver's license picture in life that's going to look nice. And then I'll show it to you once it arrives. Okay, you guys, so that's it. I just wanted to come on with that information and to give you the sneak peek of the watermelon bag. So look for that video on Monday, my birthday. So I'm going to, once I get the bag finished up, which should be either later this evening or tomorrow, then I will shoot video number 2 of the strap. And so, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, of the strap. And then on that video, I will be doing the whole strap while I'm on video. I'm not going to be pausing and all that stuff until I get to once I'm through with the increase to show you, or the decrease to show you how to narrow the strap. Once we get to the row where it's just back and forth, then I'll say go on until you get to row whatever. And then, then we'll start the other side, and I'll do the same with that. So I think the tutorial will go pretty good. It wasn't, I didn't do any mess ups on that one. And I filmed it. I started it at 12 midnight last night because I didn't want any interruptions. And I didn't finish until about 3. But the video, like I said, is only 40 minutes long. It's either 40 or 41 minutes. I can't remember. Okay, I've been rambling now for 19 minutes. So I'm going to get off of here. Just wanted to come on to say hi and all that. I'm resting today because I overdid it yesterday. I went out. I got 2 days ago, I got my backyard clean because it was looking horrible. So I got the deck clean. I washed down, I hosed down the furniture. I pulled weeds. I prepared that bed. The potatoes will be arriving on Monday because they were late sending them out. But I'm just happy to be getting them. Okay, so those will be arriving Monday. So I prepped the bed. That was nothing because the bed was basically already prepped. I just needed to fluff up because it's full of leaves and hay that's breaking down and it's turning into compost. So those potatoes are going to be into some good soil, and then I'll be pouring another bag of soil in there. All I need is one bag to cover the potatoes, and then after I cover them, I will cover them with hay. And so that's prepped. The weeds are pulled. The backyard looks a lot better than what it was looking. And so I'm happy, but I overdid it. So today I'm walking like a washing machine again. So I'm just being careful, and I'm not doing anything today. I'll go out this evening once it cools down, and I will go and look at my greenhouse plants to see if they need water. And they probably won't today because I watered them real good on yesterday. And it's a little cooler today than what it's been. Okay, you guys, so I'm going to get off of here, and I will talk to you guys later, and may God bless you all. I might come on this weekend because we need to resume our story about Mr. Andrews. Oh, y'all, and guess what? And so I'm going to have to show it to you. Actually, I took a picture of it, and I'm going to use it in this thumbnail. Y'all, I found some Russian thistle. And you know, tumbleweeds are prevalent like in the Southwest and the West and whatnot. And remember, I told you about Mr. Andrews having a tumbleweed, and I inherited it, but then I didn't bring it back with me. And I always not only regretted that, but, you know, because I love that tumbleweed, and it was lost forever. And I said, I'll never get a tumbleweed again unless I go back to the Southwest and find one or whatever. Well, tumbleweeds are referred to as Russian thistle, and there's various varieties of Russian thistles. I had no idea until I researched tumbleweeds to find out where Russian thistle grows. Now, in the Southwest, the Russian thistle, it comes up by the root, and then it gathers and it rolls, you know, it tumbles. And so once it does that, it intertwines together and it makes a tumbleweed. Okay, places like Arizona, Oklahoma, you know, any place that gets real hot like that. So in my case, I didn't know I had Russian thistle growing along the wooden fence because we've been having an unusually hot summer. I've seen it one time on my back fence, and I just threw it away because it looked like weeds. But then it was alive at the time. It was green. And so I just thought it was weeds, like viney weeds. So I just pulled it and threw it away. The one time that I've seen it here. This year, it didn't even grow on that fence where it was before. It grew on my wooden fence right by the potato bed. So when I was pulling those weeds, it was on the fence, but it had died. It was brown. So I'm like, let me pull this down. It pulled down real easy. And I felt it. I was like, this feels like the material from Mr. Andrews' tumbleweed. And I was like, it is. It's Russian thistle, because when I researched it later, actually, I threw it on the ground because I wasn't sure. So I just threw it on the ground. I said, I'll throw it away once I gather up the weeds. And this was 2 days ago when I did that. And so anyway, I went and I looked up tumbleweed because it piqued my curiosity. So when I looked it up, I found out that Russian thistle can also grow in the northern states and anywhere, actually. And so, but it doesn't, because it's not, y'all, my phone is ringing. Hold on, I'm going to see if I can pause you.